UN Popular commences Peace Center multi-purpose building project in Anambra. President Tinubu signs old national anthem bill. And on the foreign scene, 28 killed as a bus falls into river in Pakistan. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo has celebrated Anambra children as the future. Governor Soludo, in company of his wife Nonye, participated in their activities to mark the day at Dr. Alexa Kweme Square, Oka. The theme for this year's event is enhancing total well-being of the Nigerian child through quality education and skill development. In an address, the governor appreciated millions of children of Anambra State, describing them as Anambra's glorious future. Correspondent Eji Kabana filed on this report, taken from our studio.
In an address, the governor appreciated millions of Anambra children, describing them as Anambra's glorious future. While assuring to continue investing in education, Governor Soludo stated that education is the bridge to the future, expressing optimism that the investment made by his administration will start yielding results soon. The government enumerated some of his administration's strides, including recruitment of 8,115 teachers based on merits, free education, increase in the enrollment into Anambra School by 18.7% among others, saying that Anambra children matter as the greatest asset. He called on everyone to invest in education, describing it as everyone's responsibility through the public-private community partnership PPCP model, as government cannot do it alone.
Makono kaiji amwanya na bane. Makono kaiji, if I now collect as no tax or revenue and so on, we are putting them back on you because you are the guaranteed future for Anambra. The roads will come and go. The skyscrapers can fall. Everything else can disappear. But the investment in the children of Anambra will endure forever. And that's why we prioritize you, and that is why we lay emphasis and put you as priority number one.
In an opening speech, the Commissioner for Women Affairs, Children and Social Welfare, Mrs. Ifyo Binab, said that this year's theme ties into the governor's plan to enhance the well-being of every Anambra child and Nigeria through his numerous quality education policies and skills development among growing children and youths by extension. Mrs. Obinab highlighted how the governor is providing quality health care to primary health facilities in the 21 local government areas. His stride through ASHA to children and women, provision of quality free education from Mary 1 to just S3 in safe and well-maintained public school in all communities.
Mr. Governor's manifesto for the Anambra shows that enhancing the well-being of the Nigerian child through quality education and skills development of the Nigerian child is possible and achievable to build a livable and prosperous homeland. As we join the rest of the Federation in celebrating our children, this is important that as parents, we should honestly give our children the needed parent-child relationship and make the home more conducive for them to strive, even in the face of unavoidable life challenges. We must realize that our children are more vulnerable when there is mental meltdown in the home, school, or at any other place they may find themselves, and start encouraging them to speak out.
The Speaker of the Children's Parliament, Honorable Victory Ekunife, who thanked the governor for implementing the plea during previous year's exercise, solicited for complete implementation of the Child Rights Act law, provision of shelter for
United Nations Peace and Positive Living Awareness Center, UN PAPOLAC, has held its annual general meeting and groundbreaking ceremony of its Peace and Leadership Center multipurpose building project. The project will feature a conference room, an ADR room, executive meetings cum seminar halls, International College of Peace Advocate Officers Peace, education cum tourism offices, executive offices, etc. Correspondent Joseph Ebocha now reports.
Before commencement of launching for the project, the Speaker of Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Sonto Chukwudeze, represented by the Deputy Majority Leader of the House, Dr. Jude Akpwa, highlighted the importance of peace in achieving sustainable development, saying that such necessitated the House to pass a bill to establish the Anambra State Peace Building and Conflict Management Agency 2024 and other related matters recently.
So, as we speakers, all of us are here together talking about peace. I want to tell you that if you go to the various places, your houses, your home, your offices, they will know you as a peacemaker.
In her keynote speech, the Vice-Chancellor of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, Professor Kate Omenora, noted that peace is not absence of conflict, but presence of justice, urging all to create a society where justice prevails. She, however, stated that though justice is difficult to achieve, it is necessary for peaceful coexistence, adding that to cultivate peace, there is need to invest in education.
We simply need to ensure that we do not look down on our people and that we do not have ethnocentric behavior towards other people.
Among royal fathers present at the event was the traditional ruler of Umueri, Igwe Ben Emeka, who highlighted the benefits of having peace in a society and thanked UN PAPOLAC for its effort in entrenching peace in Anambra and society at large. He added that the Peace and the Leadership Center multipurpose building, which he described as legacy project, will be of great benefit to the present and future generations.
Without peace, there will be no meaningful development. Without peace, there will be no progress. So let us join hands with His Excellency the Governor of Anambra State, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, to make Anambra a peaceful and livable home for our people.
Convener Bishop Dr. Ozioma Ozemena said the project would, among other things, bless humanity and society as it would provide for peaceful coexistence among people, be a pacesetter in peace advocacy, institutionalize ideals and rudiments for global peace, among other benefits. Some award recipients at the event, including Comrade Innocent Mba, Dr. K.O.B., Apostle Okechukwu Nnamdi, and the Malema Wanta, a librarian, promised to continue being advocates of peace in their areas for a better society. In Oka, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
The Special Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC has taken a road safety campaign to Transport Company of Anambra Trackers Park, Unizik Junction, Oka, to enlighten drivers and road users present on important road safety signs to be aware of when plying and using the road. The State Coordinator Anambra State Special Marshal of the FRSC, Mr. Patrick Isumai, represented by the Public Enlightenment Officer, Mrs. Isabella Maka, explained that the campaign was to make drivers know and be conscious of important road signs and to obey them in order to prevent road accidents. Correspondent Kenneth Kuchukudi now reports.
Mrs. Maka emphasized that campaign is going on across the zones, including taking the campaign to schools, which will be continuous.
This is actually a campaign that is going on all across the zone, in fact, probably most likely the whole country. But in Anambra State, we have taken it to schools. Some time ago, we inaugurated 10 secondary schools, primary and secondary schools. We inaugurated road safety clubs in the schools. We gave them the signs and other materials, and we've been having interactions with them. So now we are also working with the drivers. We want to ensure that when they see a road sign, they understand it, interpret it, and act accordingly.
A Special Marshal, Mr. Dozie Anibogu, noted that drivers, for their safety and that of their passengers, must be aware of traffic signs and warnings and obey them, commending fellow Special Marshal for the effort towards such noble gesture.
We are here to let them know the importance of obeying the traffic rules. You don't know who is in the vehicle. Even if you don't value your life, what about the people in the vehicle? So it's important that they learn to obey the traffic rules. It's for the good of the family, it's for the good of the driver, and it's for the good of the society.
Earlier, Mr. Gabe Okpaleze, a special marshal, took drivers and road users present through learning of different road signs and warnings, including situations where they are applicable, as drivers who got correct interpretations of the road signs displayed were given cash reward. The chairman, Trackers Park, Oka Depot 2, Mr. Christopher Onwudinjo, and the manager, Trackers Company, Mr. Chukwudi Honora, expressed happiness for the gesture by FRSC Special Marshals and believed it would go a long way in bringing road safety consciousness in the minds of the drivers and minimize road accidents.
Some of them are some particular some signs. When I haven't shown them something, familiar. So that one of them move now tomorrow now. All sorts of signs, yes. You will remember. You don't go out because I won't go away. So I'm about you are Motata. You are for Tata. Continue and all. I am about I say we were from Yembel.
From Unizik Junction in Oka, it's been Kenetuku Chokwodi for ABS News.
Love and excitement filled the air as Mr. Rinze Magnus Okolo and former Miss Sumto Chisom Chinemelo walked down the aisle to tie the nuptial knot and exchange marital vows before friends and relatives. The report is taken from our studio.
The wedding ceremony, which took place at Assemblies of God Church, Umekanaya Odme Layout, Ubosi, attracted large number of pastors, members of the church, friends of the couple, and many dignitaries. In a service during the wedding, the pastor in charge of Awada 1 district, Reverend Dr. Anthony Aloa, urged wives to submit themselves to their husbands, emphasizing that submission and obedience develops love. Reverend Aloa pointed out that attention and adaptation is very important in the family, as there are ways to retain a happy family.
Adaptation is what will help you, to forge ahead in that family.
In his advice to the couple, the resident pastor of the church, Reverend Michael Okoro, urged the couple to learn, understand, and be patient with each other.
Nobody gets matured marrying. They should continue to learn each other.
The father of the groom, Mr. Johnson Okolo, expressed gratitude to God for being alive to see his son get married, and advised them to trust God and work together in love.
God will bless them. They will be alive to witness their own children's wedding.
While the bride's father, Mr. Obiora Onyechi, advised them to respect each other and make decisions together. The groom's mother, Mrs. Gloria Okolo, full of joy, thanked God for such a great day and prayed for sweet and successful marriage, even as she charged them to be united in love, never to compare their home with other people's home, and trust in God. The bride's mother, Mrs. Ifeyunwa Chinemelo, urged her daughter to be submissive and advised them not to entertain a third party in their marriage, but invite God in their home for proper direction. Chairman on the occasion, Mr. Amadi Ogwerinwa, urged them to toe their parents' footsteps and respect one another. Some of their well-wishers, Chief Cletus Ofo, Mr. Lazarus Ezechi, Ambassador Dr. Remy Oyoyo, and Mr. Ugochukwu Odenibu, advised the couple to raise a godly family. The groom, Mr. Okolo, and his bride, Somto Chukwu, thanked all who came to share in their joy and promised to love and cherish one another. Exchange of marital vows, signing of the marriage register, cutting of the wedding cake, and dance added glamour to the event. From Odme Layout, Obosi, If 914 reporting for ABS.
As to come on the news, President Tinubu signs a national anthem bill. 28 killed as a burst fall into river in Pakistan. Here's a special message Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. The news returns after this timeout. Please join us again.
The new Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. So, no need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish and energize your kids. Milo 3-in-1 is such a smart choice. Milo, energy to go further.
From Nestle. Tuberculosis, popularly known as TB, is an airborne disease that can be contacted by anybody regardless of age, tribe, and socio-economic status. Despite availability of new testing equipment for TB, diagnosing TB in children is still more difficult than in adults. During the National Childhood TB Testing Week that will be taking place across the country, healthcare workers from the national and state TB programs, with support of various partners, will visit our communities to create more awareness and conduct screening and testing for TB among children. TB is treatable and curable only if detected early. Every child's life matters. Let us join hands together and end TB among our children and in Nigeria. Thank you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The new Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. So, no need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish and energize your kids. Milo 3-in-1 is such a smart choice. Milo, energy to go further.
From Nestle.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibilities.
Welcome back. President Bola Tinubu has signed the old National Anthem Bill as he marks 1 year in office. We have details of this report from our studio.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland.
President Bola Tinubu has signed the old national anthem bill despite oppositions from Nigerians. The Senate President Godswill Akpabio announced this today during a joint session of the National Assembly. Speaker Tajuddin Abbas said the President Council addressing the National Assembly as June 12 is the official Democracy Day. The old national anthem was first heard on the 1st of October 1960 during the Independence Day celebration at Lagos.
A report by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, indicate that over 24 million Nigerian children are involved in child labor, with 14.3 million that are engaged in hazardous work as of 2022. To bring an end to this and ensure that businesses are conducted in tandem with the guiding principles on business and human rights, the United Nations Information Office, in conjunction with the UN Human Rights Office, convened a dialogue on business and human rights in Abuja. The UN Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights unanimously approved the UN Human Rights Council to serve as international norms expected of all business conduct, regardless of who mans it or where it's situated. Correspondent A.P. Ajide now reports.
The guiding principles defines concrete and actionable steps for governments and companies
to meet their respective duties and responsibilities to prevent human rights abuses in company operations and provide remedies if such abuses take place. The resident representative of UNDP Nigeria, Ms. Elsie Atafua, said it would be difficult to achieve the SDGs without looking at the intersection between human rights, business, and women's empowerment. Atafua disclosed that the roles of women will be instrumental to the success or otherwise of the African Continental Free Trade Area she described as the biggest in the world with about 1.4 billion people.
If the AFCFTA would succeed. And it has to succeed because there is no way we can talk about the prosperity of the continent and by extension Nigeria's prosperity without looking at women, the role they play, and the rights that we have to promote.
The Chairman, House Committee on Commerce, Honorable Ahmed Munir, made a case for domestic staff in many homes, who he said are often shortchanged as they are never included in the minimum wage scale. For him, there must be a strong will to do the needful so as to change the narrative.
We, first of all, to make that true change, we need to look at ourselves in the mirror first and foremost, and let us do what is possible to ensure that we do achieve these goals. So beyond lip service, we really need to get our act together. If not, we will not move forward as a society.
The senior human rights advisor, Ms. Adoja Kufa, said there is need to ensure every policy commitment in respect to human rights is practical and not theoretical. As such, businesses should understand their human rights responsibilities as provided by the UN Guiding Principles on Human Rights. Others who spoke include the House Committee Chairman on Human Rights, Honorable Abiola Makinde, the country representative, International Labour Organization, ILO, Dr. Vanessa Pala, among others, who spoke on their efforts and the need to expedite dispensation of justice for victims. Nigeria is one of the first 3 African countries to adopt a national action plan, which implies that companies must avoid infringing on the rights of individuals and communities, but ensure that they do not undermine state ability to protect human rights, and must show willingness to put in place measures to address human rights abuses when they occur. In Abuja, Princess Ekwi Ajide reporting.
At least 28 people have been killed in Pakistan's southwestern province of Balochistan after a bus that were traveling in fell into a ravine. The bus that was in the city of Balochistan was headed towards the provincial capital of Quetta, about 750 kilometers to the north, when it crashed in the mountainous region earlier. Nurala Ezazasai, a government health official, said that the incident happened and it confirmed the number of deaths, adding that a total of 54 passengers were traveling in the bus. He said some of the survivors have sustained serious injuries and are being treated at a local hospital. Mohammed Ismaili, a government official in Washuk, said the bus crashed through a bridge and fell into a rocky river, and the bus driver is among the dead. In a statement, Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif expressed his condolences over the incident and directed the authorities to help the injured. The remains of a former director of engineering of Anambra Broadcasting Service and community leader in Amaza village, Oroko, engineer Obiora Eze, have been laid to rest. The burial ceremony attracted Anglican priests, relations, community members, and associates who gathered to pay their last respect to the deceased, who retired from public service in 2005 and died at the age of 83. Correspondent Kene Chukwuchukwudi tells us more.
In his sermon, Venerable Rapuluchukwu Okoye explained that accumulated wealth on earth is all vanity, as every mortal lives with nothing, admonishing Christians to seek the face of God when they still have time on earth.
You cannot see Jesus. It's very, very impossible.
The eldest son of the deceased, Mr. Oluchukwu Eze, described the father as a peaceful man with impeccable character of honesty and a good record keeper who served in the state civil service and his community meritoriously.
Held a whole lot of good positions that at the time he single-handedly made the King grade to rise from the lowest bottom where they were to become one of the King grade you can never think of in this Ahmed.
The second son, Mr. Chinwuba Eze, explained that their father was a patient and kind personality who taught him diligence and management. Onyinye Nwachukwu described their father as an intelligent and a humble man who achieved success by God's grace and dint of hard work, urging all to live purposefully and leave good legacy.
Handwriting remains the best handwriting I've ever seen. Yes, and he inspired me to have a very good handwriting too, because I always want to write the way he writes.
And late Engineer Eze was a 1962 set of the Dennis Memorial Grammar School, Onitsha, and later proceeded abroad for further education, from where he joined Anambra Broadcasting Service as an engineer after working with the defunct NITEL. Staff and retirees of the ABS, including the Director of Administration, Lady Tina Ekenta, and in-law, Mr. Ifeanyi Zidofo family from Ugo, old boys of Dennis Memorial Grammar School, Onitsha, among others, were present to pay their last respect to the departed. From Oruku, it's been Kenetuku Chukwudi for ABS News.
And that's just about it on the news this morning. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. You can also follow us on X at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Our main point again. Governor Soludo has restated commitment in providing qualitative education to Anambra children. UN Paperlock has commenced Peace Center multi-purpose building project in Anambra. President Tinubu has signed Old National Anthem Bill. And we also told you on the foreign scene that 28 have been killed as a bus falls into river in Pakistan. To end the news, here's a special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the news this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Good morning.